Hello, Lou Hamilton from Audible Elegance in Cincinnati, Ohio. My store is located a couple doors north of the Montgomery Inn in Montgomery, on Montgomery Road, and across the street from Montgomery Cyclery. I do work with my store through Twitter. I have a gentleman doing Instagram. We also do Facebook with another person. And I also do a blog, which I hope you enjoy reading. That's on our website. As I've talked about this once before, I have a peculiar how should we say, trait or habit. And come on down. And one of the things that I personally do is try to recover for families or in the honor of this country, casket flags. And I recently ran into a situation where I have a massive number of plaques for Lieutenant Commander Chris Worthrich, also known as Wheatley. He served as an air wing commander at one point upon one of the aircraft carriers in the Iraqi War. And the casket flags are a little different than these. But as you can see, I'm already standing because, you know, we just finished Veterans Days, and for most people, the only thing they're concerned about is whether the banks are open or the mail is running. And I find that rather sad because service members commit themselves fully to what they're doing. We're coming up on holidays, and many of them will not be home. And it just saddens me when I find something of this magnitude about a man who served this country. I continue to purchase, I find these at auction. I continue to purchase the casket flags. If the family does not want them, then as a gift from the United States, and to be treated at that level of respect, they're not goodwill fodder, folks. These are things that should be properly destroyed unless they're kept by the family themselves. It's that level of respect. In the case of all of these plaques, I've already started to work on locating where the family is and to figure out if the family wants these plaques. He passed a few years ago. Because oftentimes what can happen is that a lot of stuff ends up in some sort of storage locker that the family is not aware of. The bill goes unpaid, and then you have people come along and, that are privateers is the only way of describing it, who make their money essentially selling off somebody else's misfortune of being unable to get their stuff back. And, or they might not be aware of it at all. And I'm going to offer this to the family. They can have it. I paid good money for a lot of these things. I didn't get one. If they want it, great. If they don't, on one of my trips up to Cincinnati, I'll be in contact with a couple friends at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and to see whether they would be willing to take these as part of a future display about an individual. It's a tremendous museum at the Air Force, and while this is Navy, they've also, if somebody knows of a good place for Navy, an actual naval museum, I'd be happy to donate it to it. We've actually got a good place around us here that I'll also be in contact if the family doesn't want it. But folks, if you come across these things, if you want to pay a little respect to the servicemen of the past and of the present, please take the effort to recover them and have them handled properly. It just breaks my heart when I see stuff like this. I've had to pass on a lot of bars and stuff like that because I really can't connect the dots. Fortunately, some of these have tabs where you can open it up. I try to see from the surface whether or not there's any sort of personal mementos inside, because that can happen. There might be identification, there might be a certificate, you never know. You know, each time I pick one of these things up, I feel a little closer to each one of them, even though I don't know them. The honor is that much. So do what you can. As I said, I'm going to try to get in touch with the family. I know he has twin sons and things like that, and see whether they want a piece of Dad or not. I don't know. At that moment, it can be some pretty hard feelings, and some people just try to walk away from those difficult moments. So I'll do what I can.